Hello everyone, welcome to Legal Darshan. In this video, we are going to discuss the case of State of West Bengal and others versus the Committee for Protection of Democratic Rights, West Bengal and others. It is a 2010 judgment being given by a five-judge bench comprising of the then CJI Justice K.G. Balakrishnan, Justice Ravindran, Justice D.K. Jain, Justice Sathasivam, and Justice Panchal. Now, the facts in this case, basically, when we look at the facts of the case, the facts are that there is an incident between workers of political parties and the complainant, okay? And these people were attacked by some miscreants, and because of the attack there were a lot of casualties that happened. Okay, now the FIR was registered under the Indian Penal Code for 302, 148, 149, 436, 364 sections, and also the FIR was registered under Arms Act as well as the Explosives Act. Now, the DGP, the police DGP, directed the CID to take over investigation in this case, and a writ petition under Article 226 of the Constitution was filed in the Calcutta High Court, holding that in public interest, directions to hand over the case to CBI should be given. The High Court considered all the circumstances and evidences before it and handed over the case to CBI, exercising its power under Article 226 jurisdiction. This is the brief fact of the case. Now, in exercise of Article 226, Calcutta High Court agreed and directed a CBI investigation under its writ powers. Okay, but however, the state government has not consented to invoking the investigating jurisdiction of CBI, which is a mandate under the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946 for CBI to investigate within a state. Now, the issue before the court is that whether a High Court, in exercise of its power under Article 226, direct the CBI to investigate a cognizable offence in the state without the consent of the state government, and what is the role of federalism here? And does such a direction given by the High Court to CBI, does it violate the federal structure that is enshrined in the Constitution of India? Because CBI is a authority, central investigating authority, finding powers and empowerment under Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. It is a unit. It is an investigative unit of central government. But when state high court is giving such an order, isn't it violation of the federal structure? Because the consent of the state government is to be required to invoke the investigating powers of CBI, right? Now the courts here in the constitutional bench herein issues answers in the favor of the judiciary's power. Okay, now the majority opinion in this case is holding. The majority opinion is holding that fundamental rights enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution are inherent and they cannot be extinguished by any provision, and any law that abrogates such powers or abrogates such rights or abridges such rights, it would be violative of the basic structure doctrine. Now the Supreme Court, it is ruling, the constitutional bench, it is ruling in favor of the powers given to the high courts and Supreme Court under the writ jurisdiction. The court is holding that power of judicial review conferred on the high courts under Article 226 and Supreme Court under Article 32 cannot be restricted or taken away by statutory provisions like Section 6 of the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. And it is saying that High Court, in exercise of its extraordinary writ jurisdiction, can direct PCBI to investigate a case without prior consent of the state if deems necessary to protect the fundamental rights. Court is saying herein that Section 6 of the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, it is not enough to restrict the constitutional powers of the court. Section 6 requires state government's consent for CBI investigation in that state, but it applies only to executive actions and not to judicial orders. So a court may pass an order to direct CBI to conduct investigation in a particular case without sticking to the mandate of the state government consent as envisaged in Section 6 of the Delhi Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. Okay. Now, a direction by a constitutional court does not amount to executive action, and therefore consent is not needed in this case. The court is holding. Now, the court here in this case is saying that India's federal structure is a basic part, basic structure doctrine, and it is not violated here. It is not a violation of federalism, federal structure of India, but rather it is a cooperative federalism. In India, we have a cooperative federalism and not rigid federalism, right? So Supreme Court emphasizes here that federalism does not override the fundamental rights of individuals, right? And when there are allegations that the police is compromised, the state police is compromised, the High Court has a duty to ensure justice, even if it means calling in an external agency like the CBI. Okay, the court affirms herein that by way of writ jurisdiction, courts are empowered to order CBI investigation in exceptional cases. Now, the word that is very important here is that the jurisdiction of CBI can be invoked, but it is an extraordinary power and it should be exercised sparingly. It cannot be exercised in each and every case. Okay, only in highly exceptional circumstances, while the court considers the material on record and it comes to the conclusion that such material requires an investigation by CBI or such similar level agency, then only can the court issue an order and direct CBI to take up the investigation. So the section 6 condition that requires executive action to be done, or to be executive action with respect to invoking CBI jurisdiction with consent of the state government, that is valid, but that particular section 6 restriction will not impose a bar on Article 32 and Article 2226 jurisdiction of the court, which bestows Supreme Court and High Court with the powers of writ jurisdiction, right? So now in this case, it was held that constitutional has expressly conferred the power of judicial review, and therefore judicial review cannot be barred by basic acts of parliament, right? So it enforces supremacy of constitution, also separation of powers, and also make a comment on cooperative federalism being present in India rather than a very rigid or confined federalism. So the court in this case rules in the favor of judiciary and holds that high courts and supreme courts in exercise of power under Article 226 or Article 32 respectively may issue directions to CBI to investigate the case, but with a clause, with a condition, but provided that there is a dire need for such provision to be invoked, because it cannot be used casually. The power must be invoked sparingly in extraordinary matters at hand. So this is held in this case of State of West Bengal versus the Committee for Protection of Democratic Rights, West Bengal, and others. I hope the discussion is useful. Please stay tuned with Legal Darshan for more such videos. I hope the discussions are helping you out. Stay tuned. Have a great day.